Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hot Topic Tuesday here at the Floor POV Podcast, the best and only podcast for all things World of Warcraft, and potentially a little bit more things than World of Warcraft in the future. I've heard some of the feedback, and people are like, can you really talk about World of Warcraft this long? And I'm like, I could, but if you want me to talk about other things, I can. We can discuss other games, we can discuss things in the news, all of that. So more to be coming. But for today's episode, we're going to do something a little fun that requires participation from the masses. If you're listening, I'm sure you're going to probably hate me by the end of this list if you're a certain type of person, and that's okay. That's okay. But the first time I talked about what I'm going to be doing today, I got a shit ton of hate, and that was only on TikTok. So I am here to be bruised, beaten, and broken by the end of this video, because I'm sure a lot of you are not going to like me, but that's okay. So the first time I did this, I got a lot of hate. And I have to say, since I made that original list, I have changed my opinion a little bit. I've played a little bit more. I've done a little bit more research. And you know what? I am not afraid to say that I was wrong a little bit. My opinion has changed. I've grown. I've experienced. I've learned as a person, because I think that that's important, right? As time goes on, we all grow, we all learn, we all change. And what I thought a couple months ago was like a forever list, never changing, I have changed a little bit, okay? So if you're wondering what's going on today, I am going to be ranking World of Warcraft classes. And again, I got a lot of hate on this the first time, but I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it on, sister. Okay? I am ready for all of your hate and for maybe one or two of you to agree with me. The first time I did this, I ranked Death Knights like at the lowest you could go, like literally above Evokers, and everybody was like, oh my god, crucify her, like she's like, oh my god. I have since changed on a few classes, because as I switch my main up every season, I learn more, right? It's the biggest reason I switch my mains, because I learn a little bit more every time. So here we go. We're going to dive in. I've got the tier ranking list. We're going to do this one by one, okay? And I'm going to go by, let me show, if you're just listening to me, don't worry, I'll walk you through what I'm ranking. You don't actually have to watch me if you're moving around doing whatever you're doing. Don't worry about it. We're going to be using the typical SABCD lists, and I'm going to explain to you as I drag them by what they are. So first we have Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Druid, Evoker, Hunter, Mage, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior. That's a mouthful. I'm going to just go down those. I'm not going to go by like order of rank. I'm just going to go by the way that they are, and then we're going to move them and we're going to rank them. And again, I have changed my opinion since I last did this on a couple of them. Nobody's list is perfect. I can tell you that. It all depends on what we want to play and how we're feeling that day. So, are you guys ready? Are you ready to hate me? That's like a trick question. I am drinking coffee. No, it is not caffeinated. It is very much decaf. I'm looking at my list that I originally had. Let's see how this compares to my original TikTok video. I actually don't know if I have the list. I'm kind of looking at my files right now. But let's see how this, if I have to go back, I will. But let's see how this compares to my original list. I still think like I'm going to put Druids up at the top with Demon Hunters, because those have been my two favorite classes for EVs. But ooh, earthquake. No, just my legs. Let's dive in. All right, so we're going to start off strong with Death Knight. Now we have, again, S, A, B, C, and D tier. I'm telling you right now, nobody is going in a D tier, because I don't hate any class that much. The lowest I'm going to go is C, because even the classes that I don't particularly like, they're still very good classes. The reason I don't like these classes is because I can't get the hang of playing them, and that's what goes into, you know, it's not just like this class sucks because the masses hate it. It's more my opinion, and I was going to state that clearly, my opinion on what these classes are based on my experience playing them, based on how easy or difficult they are to learn, everything. It's not just, oh, well, I talked to so-and-so and they don't like it, so it's going here. No, it's based on my experience playing them. This is my list. You have yours, I have mine, so let's dive in. So Death Knights, You're going to probably be surprised at this, at where I place a Death Knight. And, okay, yeah, you guys can't see the whole thing. Okay. I originally placed Death Knights, like I said earlier, way at the bottom. I did not give Death Knights a chance in hell to redeem themselves. I was so anti-Death Knight. I was like, I don't care if they're meta. I don't care if they're the hot topic today. I do not like Death Knights. I don't like their playstyle. I give up. I hate the starting zone, blah, 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 blah. I gave Death Knights another try. I leveled a Blood Death Knight, and I can honestly say my opinion has changed. They are not an S tier class. They are not an A tier class. For me, they are still a B tier class because, and this is the biggest reason, they took away my slappy hands as Blood. I fucking loved tanking with Blood because of my slappy hands, and they're no longer with us. So, unfortunately, a season ago, I would have ranked it an A tier class. We're popping that bitch in B tier because of that. Now, the other reason it's in B tier is because of the Unholy playstyle. I was a Blood and Frost girly. I did not like Unholy. And you're going to notice a trend between a few of these classes, and it's going to start with these Death Knights. The trend is anything that requires noticing, like, I don't know, like Unholy. Okay, Unholy uses your poison, not poisons, that's rogue. Oh God, what does it use? It's not poisons, it's like, corruptions or something. Like it uses, like, you have to track all of that shit because that's how you do big DPS. And for me, there's just too much going on in my head, and I could never get the hang of Unholy. I was Blood and Frost through and through, and I still am Blood and Frost through and through. I haven't given Frost a try this season yet. I did try Blood out at the beginning, and it was fine, minus the slappy hands. But I still felt like a strong tank. Unholy is the reason I kick it down to B, because I feel like Unholy is just like, it's just one of those classes, man. Like, you're either really good at it or really shit at it. And when I see Unholy Death Knights, you obviously can't gauge how good they are. The score means nothing. Their item level means nothing. And I'm like, are you the one that's really good, or are you the one that's really bad? So Death Knights are a B tier, and I think I'm okay with that. That doesn't mean that they're bad. B does not equal bad. B just means, like, could be better. Next, we have Demon Hunters. Is this even a question? Okay, before I place this in the obvious class of S, okay, I just placed it. But before I place it there, let me tell you, I am not suddenly a Demon Hunter stan. I have fucking loved Demon Hunters and have mained Demon Hunters since Legion came out. I was a Vengeance Demon Hunter through and through since Legion. Unfortunately, when I switched to my own account, I had to start back over on this current Demon Hunter, Lilinadril, on Area 52. However, I have been playing and fucking loving Demon Hunters since Legion, and everything that they've changed over the years, I'm here for. I am not suddenly loving Demon Hunters because they're getting a new spec. I have been 2-spec happy from the start. Demon Hunters offer a very specific playstyle. They are not your typical melee DPS, and I'll tell you why. The playstyle of the Demon Hunter almost requires you to have something missing in your brain. And I'm saying that very nicely because more than likely it just requires you to have ADHD. What's HD? I don't know. I have 80 of them. But I love that I'm able to be a spaz and still do good. Because you guys, if you watch me, I am everywhere. I'm moving, I'm grooving, I'm running, I'm jumping. And Demon Hunters allow that. Demon Hunters allow me to be the person I am, no matter if I'm tanking or if I'm DPSing. And I think a lot of people resonate with that, and that's why a lot of people play Demon Hunters. I know a lot just jumped on the bandwagon because we're getting the 3rd spec, but I think a lot of people resonate with that instead of, that compared to, I don't know, a rogue or something. It's a very specific play style, but for me, it is chef's kiss perfection, and it ticks all my boxes. Even when Demon Hunter has not been, the meta or at the top of the list, I've still really enjoyed them. I think their tank spec is one of the best. It has some of the best movement in terms of tank specs. You have some of the best crowd controls as well. You've got chains, you've got a massive silence. Like, Demon Hunters bring so much to the table, and they're not an easy spec to play. It takes a long time to get used to being a Demon Hunter tank, I'll say, or at least it did for me. But they are chef's kiss. They're right up at the top, and I fucking love them. Next is Druid. I'm actually making this bitch an A tier, and I'll tell you why, and it's because of fucking Feral. I think, and this is my opinion on Druids in general, I main a Guardian Druid right now. Love her, love Guardian Druids. Tyler's maining a balanced Druid. I love balanced Druids. I can't personally play them. I love them though. They bring a lot to the table as well, but when they're played very well, they are off the charts. Also, who doesn't love a fire chicken? My biggest conundrum with Druids comes with Feral, mostly. Now, I have also played a Resto Druid, and Resto Druids are not bad. It just requires a very specific type of healer to play a Resto Druid, and I'm not that healer. I am not a good heal over time healer. I'm a very, burst healer. So, Resto Druids for me are fine. However, you need to be very good at playing it. And your tank also needs to respect you being a Resto Druid, but that's a different story. My biggest issue is with Feral. So what I think happened was when Blizzard decided to switch from, the old school 3 talent trees for every class and spec and whatever, and you could choose different ones, and they went to the very specific talent trees, and as we've progressed and, suddenly Druids had 4 talents that you could choose from instead of just the 3, and it's changed so much over the years. I think that's where they went wrong. I think, while I do appreciate that Druids can literally do it all, I think they lost the plot a little bit, and Feral went by the wayside when all of that started happening. Feral is right now really good, but historically Feral has always been at the bottom of the chain. Nobody likes a Feral Druid. Nobody plays a Feral Druid. Nobody cares for Feral Druids. And that's okay. Feral is not my cup of tea because, again, you have to focus on the bleeds, you have to focus on all of that, and that's just not my playstyle. I'm not one for bleeds or poisons or anything. I think the plot got lost a little bit, so while I would love Druids to be S tier, realistically in my mind they're A tier because Feral's a little bit lacking. Just a tiny bit. But that's okay, we press on. Evokers. What can I say nice about Evokers? They exist. Evokers are very few and far between this season. I know they're not necessarily doing too hot. I'm going to place Evokers in C. I told you guys I wasn't going to give anybody a D because Evokers, being Drakthir, they have fantastic fucking movement and they're very versatile. However, I have never been able to get the hang of an Evoker. I think they're just fancy mages. My biggest issue with Evokers has been augmentation. That specific spec has been augmentation. Augmentation, it's not a solo spec. You're there to boost everybody. That is kind of the point of augmentation. Like, you do good, but you also help other people do good. So it's a very weird spec, and I just don't think Evokers are as powerful. Like, they're powerful, but I don't think that they, lived up to the full potential that I had hoped for them. And, now that Drakthir can be other things, it's okay. Once having them be just Evokers from the start, I never really understood. I saw the vision, but, I never really understood the vision. In terms of where they stand out amongst other classes, I'm sorry, an Evoker will never beat a previous class. I don't know if Blizzard missed the mark. I don't know if they were not fleshing this out fully before they launched it. This is our first new class class in a very long time. I don't know if they missed the mark or didn't think it through, or I don't know where the plot was lost when it came to Evokers. I feel like all 3, well, no, because you only have 2 DPS and 1 healing specs, but I feel like the 2 DPS specs are just weird. I could never get the hang of them. They never made sense. The whole wind up for your abilities, it's cool, but who's standing there for 3 full fucking seconds? It's very weird. Very weird play style, and I'm sorry, Caleb, because I know you got Bussy Sore and you love your Evoker, but they just, they irk me. Unless it's you, I'm not taking you. I'm sorry. I'm not taking you. What's the cat doing? She's over there. She's playing with her box a little bit. We got her, well, she's had a shoe box. Um, she's finally starting to use it a little bit. I don't know. She's very weird. But, and alas, here we go. So if you see her in the background, just ignore. All right, so next one is Hunters. Hunters are a strong B tier for me. They have their moments in the sun. The reason I like Hunters, and I've loved Hunters from the start. Hunters are like a comfort class, but I have to say, over the years, they have gotten very boring. Hunters should be getting cooler, and they're getting like lamer. Like, they've been boring to play, and I know a lot of people are hot in survival right now, and there was the whole issue with the marksmanship losing the pet and all that in the past couple months. Was it months or like year for the pet? I don't even remember. Hunters to me are just really boring right now. Like, talk about a 3-button rotation. And I get that they're supposed to be easy. Hunters are like a class that a lot of people play because it's easy, and that's fine. But like, for me as a player, I would want more out of a hunter. I feel like we're not, like, if you're a Beastmaster, which was always my favorite spec, because obviously I like to have my pets, right? Like, pets are cool. I try and tame really cool looking ones. Like, I have loved the idea of a hunter from day one. I started out as a hunter. I had a hunter named Monica who was named Corell on my dad's account. I love hunters. I just feel like lately they've just gotten so boring, and they're literally 3 buttons, and I hate it. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I don't feel like there's any challenge to playing a hunter. Aside from them bringing lust to the group, it's very difficult to know the hunter you're getting. Marksman's pretty good right now too. But it's very blasé class for me right now. I don't think it's low enough to get a C, because like, hunters are classic, but they're just not doing it for me lately. And I say that from season 1. They're very mid-tier. They're very blasé, and I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Azzy? She's sneaking around at my chair now. I love her. She's going crazy. She's getting so big now. Anyways, diverting off the paved path here. Next is Mage. You guys might be like, what the fuck? I'm putting mages as A tier. Now, mages go through their phases, and if you've never played a mage, Frost is probably your easiest spec to play. Fire, I would argue, is your hardest spec to play, because you have to you have to work on and around your combustion and all of that. Fire was very difficult for me to try and learn. I did okay with it. I never, pushed farther with it. In terms of arcane fucking blasts. Listen, put a mage in PvP as arcane and you're done for. I love a good arcane mage. I think arcane I think Frost is still my favorite spec to play for a mage. Arcane second, Fire last. It's just a very well-rounded class as a whole, mages. Yes, it's 3 DPS specs, but you get so many options. And if I'm gonna compare it against an Evoker, I feel like that's where Evokers fall short, is their options. Mages, you have 3 DPS specs, but they are vastly different. Evokers kind of feel the same. So in a mage, not only do you bring portals, lust, and food, but you're bringing Frost, you have slowdowns, you have crowd controls, you have it's just, mages bring so much more to the table than Evokers, and I love bringing mages into groups. I think they're great. I've had a little bit of struggle with them this season, but you know what? I won't judge a few as the whole. I actually enjoyed playing a mage. A mage was the only ranged class that I actually enjoyed playing. So let's just put it that way. I have yet to try the newer arcane build. I haven't tried arcane since Dragonflight, I want to say. I was playing Frost in season 1, but they just are way better than Evokers. And I'm sorry, Evokers will never beat a mage. I know they're very similar. They're, Obviously, Evokers and Mages casting is different. Evokers, you build up more of your spells instead of just casting them. But give me a good Frost Mage any day. I love a good Mage. They are classics. They've been classics. They've been strong throughout history. Love a good Mage. And I'm actually thinking about doing another Mage. Stay tuned. I might give Arcane another shot. I might give Arcane another shot because I haven't played it in a long time. Mostly been Frost. I love my little Frost Orb. I love a good Frost Orb into Blizzard. It's just, I love it. The next one is Monk. I'm going to give Monks A tier as well for versatility. I have played in the past all 3 specs, Brewmaster, Mistweaver, and Windwalker. I have played all 3 specs. I have enjoyed all 3 specs. The hardest thing about Monks is, in my opinion, the healing, because you are more of a melee healer as a monk, and people don't respect that, and I struggled a little bit with that. I loved being the tank. As monks have progressed, they've gotten a little bit more complicated, in my opinion, as the tank, but again, I haven't tried a monk tank since Dragonflight, so I could be totally wrong. I have played with many Windwalker monks this season, and they're kicking ass and taking names. They are fucking up there. And I don't know, I think monks are just, they're right alongside druids in versatility. Versatility is a WoW trait. Versatility. They're right alongside druids. You literally get the best of every world. Healing, DPS, and tank. But what sets monks aside from druids is all of their interrupts and crowd controls. Monks, hands down, have the best amount and the best interrupts and crowd controls. You cannot convince me otherwise. Monks stay up there, and you know what? I would rather take a monk with a few DPS lower than a druid, because while druids, yes, have the beam and the typhoon, and, if you're guardian like me, I've got stampeding roar. Monks are just like demon hunters. They kill the game in terms of crowd controls, and I will not be convinced of that otherwise. Good luck. So monks are definitely A tier. They're kissing S tier though, in my opinion. While I do not play one currently, I have loved playing them every time, and they're right up there. I don't mind. Like, I will take a monk any day. And healing was fun. I haven't touched, I leveled up a healer, Miss Pauver. He was a Worgen monk. It was fun. I actually liked it. Could I see myself doing Mythic Plus healing with it? Probably not. I think I would more so go with like a shaman maybe. But me personally, like, I would play the shaman. I will take a Mistweaver monk, but I'm saying, like, I personally would play a shaman over a Mistweaver monk. But man, they're good all the time, all year round. Love a good monk. Paladins. Okay, I have to actually think about this, because obviously I mained a paladin season 1 of War Within. I love my paladin. I love other paladins. I don't get all the rep pally hate. I really don't. I love a good paladin, tank, or DPS. I hesitate to put them as S tier, which is what I really want to put them as. I hesitate for one reason, and that is fucking holy paladins. I, for the longest time, have hated holy paladins. I will take you, but I have hated holy paladins because of how you play a holy paladin. A lot of the times I take a holy paladin, they are just so focused on DPS, and it's like, I get it. I get why, but stop. You're here to heal. So I think I have to, if Holy got a rework, if Holy focused less on, and you're going to, well, what about fist weaving? And what about the Druid cat one, or cat weaving, whatever it's called? I get it. I do see the vision. However, I think, I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep it as an A tier. I think it falls very close to Mistweaving healing. You're both melee healers, and if you don't know, when I say melee healers, I mean range. So you have to be close to a paladin, you have to be close to a monk to receive their healing. So, like, they're usually standing by the tank. What you doing, silly girl? She just popped up. She just popped up. Are you saying hi? She's going for my coffee. You like the coffees? Oh no. Anyways, we'll go back to it. So I'm going to put Paladins as A tier. Take it as you will. She's like, how could you do that? You want to come sit? Come chill? Come say hi? I know my desk is a little crowded. I got drinks. Like, oh, she's stepping on the keyboard. What are we doing? All right. Priests. Meeny, miny, mo. This one I struggle with because I actually like shadow priests and discipline priests. I think holy is too complicated, so I'm going to put priests as a C tier. I do love priests for their mass dispel, and I love shadow priests. I think shadow priests are actually doing pretty good right now. I haven't seen many of them, but I think that they're doing pretty good. I just think holy is too complicated. I think holy needs a rework. There's too many spells. There's too many abilities. Like, there's just too much going on in holy. It needs a rework. And, like, not necessarily to make it easier. I just feel like Blizzard keeps giving them spells and, like, it's like, do something with this. And then I don't know. I think priests, especially right now, I think they're C tier. They're not bad, but, like, they could be better. Maybe that makes them a B tier. I don't know. I personally couldn't ever play my priest. I gave Shadow a try, I gave Discipline a try, and I think I like Discipline better than I like Shadow, actually, because of that duality, because of the DPS healing. But I think I'm going to keep them at C tier. I think I'm going to keep them there, but I'm willing to be convinced otherwise. Maybe I just need to play a Shadow Priest, maybe. It could be that, but I'm going to keep them at C tier. Next is Rogues, C tier. Ugh. Rogues, I love you. You're really only good for PvP. I'm sorry. I know right now, what is it? Assassination's pretty much up there. Is it assassination or subtlety? I think it's assassination. Assassination. I can't get the hang of you. I don't like you. You backstabbing cowards. Stay in PvP where you belong. And that's pretty much all I have to say about rogues. Shamans are, you guys are going to probably hate me. I'm putting shamans as S tier. While they don't have the ability to be everything, that's okay, because neither do demon hunters, and I have demon hunters in S tier. However, shamans are just like the mages. They are so fucking more versatile. Shaman healers, in my opinion, have always been strong. I have never had a problem with a shaman healer. My issue with shamans is the fucking totems. I think that's like everybody's issue with a shaman is a totem. I don't think people enjoy totems, and I don't think Blizzard's getting the message because it fits the lore of a shaman, right? Totems. I think everybody's gripe is totems, and you know what? They've reduced them a huge amount over the years. If you played a shaman back in Classic, holy shit how shamans have changed over the years. It's literally insane. It's like night and fucking day over the years. So, shamans will always be at the top of my list. I have always loved everything shaman. Can I play them? No. I actually am going to try a Resto shaman, but I always went elemental. I never really enjoyed the gameplay of enhancement. It didn't feel right to me. In my mind, to me, shamans should be ranged, but enhancement kicks ass, and enhancement is a really cool spec. My favorite spec has always been elemental, not only for the graphics, but for everything. I just love it. It is such a well-rounded spec. It is such a well thought out spec. And I feel like shamans get a bad rap, but I love them. They come in, and now that they have a buff, many years people complained about that, but now that they have the buff too, shamans are just kicking fucking ass, and I honestly think that they're one of the most fun classes to play. I do. I do. I love that they get a movement ability too, with your little ghost wolf that you can change now too. Like, shamans are just so fun. If you're a newer player, give a shaman a try. You probably, I would say start with elemental. Don't go enhancement from the get-go. Start with elemental. They're so fun. Warlocks, immediately B tier. My biggest drawback, and I mained a warlock last season, so yes, I have played them recently. I know many people that kick ass with warlocks. My personal biggest drawback to a warlock is, oh god, okay, I thought she was going to eat some flowers. My biggest personal drawback to a warlock is the ramp up. I struggled very, very much on that ramp because if you're doing lower level content, things are dead before you're even getting going. And it's just, I know it's changed a lot over the years, and I actually really I liked Demonology better than I liked Destruction, but there's a lot of ramp up for Demonology. There's a lot that goes into Demonology. You have a lot of abilities. You have a lot of buttons to get through. Like, Demonology is not for the weak, and it's just, I can't stand the ramp up. I can't do it. It's not something that I enjoy. I feel like I'm not participating. I feel like I'm doing less than. I feel like I cannot stand it. They are a very strong class. They bring a lot to the table, but for me personally, that destroys the gameplay. And don't even get me started on Affliction. Oh yeah, I hate curses. I hate, again, that common theme of rogues poison, feral druids bleeds, warlocks and their dots. I can't stand it. And then warriors. You guys are probably going to be shocked at this because I rag on warriors all the time, but I'm going to put them in A tier. Warriors are very versatile when it comes to the DPS and tank. They are the same as a demon hunter. They only have DPS and they only have tank. Have you met a warrior tank? Like, have you really played with a warrior tank? You can get through anything with them. They are, and the reason that I'm putting them A and, Death Knights B in terms of tanking, Death Knights can absorb a lot of tanking damage. Like, Blood Death Knights are indestructible. But warriors bring that little extra bit with the fucking spell reflection. I mean, you guys are cranking, and I'm fucking jealous of it because I wish I could get the hang of warrior tanking. You guys just have too many buttons, and that's why you're not S tier. Every spec of a warrior, you've got like 50 fucking abilities. Why do we have that much? Chill the fuck out. You don't need that much. If you could reduce the amount of abilities for every spec that there is, warriors would be played so much more. They are a classic. Warrior tanks are a classic. I will take a warrior tank any day, and I genuinely do appreciate warriors when played right. I think that warrior tanks they're probably actually the best tank. And the only reason, again, like I said, I'm not ranking them S tier is because there's so many fucking abilities and they're not easily playable. But if you have somebody that plays a warrior really well and can get the hang of it, they are top tier tanks. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This coffee's killing me. So yeah, you guys are up there. And I did Fury for a little bit on my warrior. I have a warrior. She's 80 right now, but I played her mostly through Legion, and I didn't mind it. But again, there's just so many abilities that it's not to put it this way, but to put it this way, I can't comprehend them all. Like, my brain is probably just too tiny for it. So, this is it, guys. This is my rankings. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where do you think I should play a different class and change my tune? The only one I can consider changing my tune on a little bit is probably Priest. I think I need to play, that was a hair. I think I need to play a Shadow Priest again, and maybe I'll change my tune. Maybe they'll become B tier. But I'm fairly confident, and to compare this to my original one, my rankings are backwards now. It's really funny. If you go through my TikTok and you scroll, you'll find my original video. But it's funny to see how time changes you, right? How over time I've played more of these classes and I've gotten to learn more about them, and it's just changed. It's changed my opinion and my outlook on things. So I'm very happy with this list. I think it's well curated, if I do say so myself. But tell me where you agree, where you disagree, and why. Don't worry, I'm not going to be offended. Again, this is my opinion. This is not me spreading gospel for the masses. This is literally just my opinion based on what I've played and how I felt about it. I'm a very particular type of player. You guys watch me. You guys know I move around a lot. I cannot sit still. I'm a player that needs to be constantly doing stuff. I don't like damage over time. I don't like ramp ups. I don't like things that require me to do 50 fucking buttons. I am very, but I also at the same time, I don't like hunters that are 3 buttons. So I'm a very particular type of player, and that's why I play the classes that I play. But yeah, let me know. How do you feel? How do you think? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments. because I'm always open to a discussion on how I can change and how you can change and make demon hunters your favorite. But stop making so many demon hunters because you're pissing me off. No, okay. Alrighty, everybody, thank you for joining me today and ranking classes with me. I really appreciate it. And again, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I never take offense to anything that you disagree with me on because, again, it's my opinion, right? We're here to have conversations. We're here to talk. I think what I think and you think what you think, and this is my list, and I'm very happy with it. So let me know what your list would be. If you like what you see, feel free to click that subscribe button and click the notify button. You'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll be back at it again on Friday with another Forum Friday. Hopefully you guys are giving me some juicy forums to talk about this week because we've been slacking a little bit. I think all the hype for midnight has kind of washed away all the gripes for everything else. So give me something to talk about or else I'm going to have to create my own forum and you guys are not ready for that. All right, everybody, I'll see you on Friday. Have a great rest of your week. Deuces.